The next thing I'm doing here then is I'm using a function that I wrote here in this code called isStreetName. Okay? And the way isStreetName works is it simply looks at the element that was passed in. So in this case, I'm taking that nested tag that I got back from my way element. All right? And I'm checking the k attribute for that element. Okay, and if you remember how attributes are part of a tag. Okay, so for example, here is an example of a k attribute. And in fact, what I'm doing next then is I'm saying, all right, I want that k attribute to actually have this value. Okay, so I'm looking for tags that actually specify a street name. Again, we're talking about a way here. Okay, so items with this particular key should have as their value the name for that way, whether it's 3rd Street or 14th Avenue or say 7th Avenue here in New York City, near where the MongoDB offices are located. Okay, so the next thing I'm doing here then is if I've got a tag that's actually specifying the name for that particular way, then I'm going to call auditStreetType. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right, now the way I've set up auditStreetType is it's actually going to use a regular expression. This regular expression is one that we've seen before. What it does is pulls out or matches the very last word in a street name, because most street names end with the street type that we're interested in. So avenue or boulevard, street, something along those lines. Okay? So in order to get the value that actually matched, so if this condition is true, then there was a match of some kind. And the way I get the specific match is by calling the group method of the match object. Okay, so the next step here then is what I'm doing is I don't actually want to see these come out in my audit. These are what I expect as names. These are normal. There's nothing wrong with these. I don't care about these. I don't care about trying to fix these. I'm just trying to find weirdos here. Okay? So what I want to do here is if the street type that I matched, okay, as the last word in the street name, okay, is not in my expected list, then what I want to do is to my street types dictionary, which I initialized right here, what I want to do is add that street name. So basically what this says is if the street type that I found here for this particular tag is a weirdo, then I want to add it to the street types dictionary where I'm keeping track of all the unusual street types. Okay, now the way I've done this is I've set this up as a default dictionary, okay? And this allows me to not have to check to see whether the key is already in the dictionary. It's a convenience, okay? Read the docs if you want to know a little bit more about default dictionaries. The value for each one of these keys, so if I find something unusual like AVE period, okay, for example, which isn't going to be in this expected set, that key might appear in street types. The value then will be a set. So what I'm going to do then is, for my street type, I'm going to add the specific street name that I found, because I'd like to see all of the examples, all right, where a particular unusual street type was used, to give me a better sense for the data as a whole.